Okay, I wanted to make a quick video about LA Knight. So, I honestly don't see LA Knight getting a WWE championship or the World Heavyweight Championship unless he wins the Royal Rumble. That's probably the only way that's possible. I mean, well, LA Knight just beat Seth, of course. You know, he beat Seth at Saturday Night Main Event. Now, Seth did have the injury, but he still won. But then, you throw him in this gauntlet match where you have Braun Breaker. Okay, he defeats Penta. Okay, which he didn't just bury Penta. He sort of went the distance with Penta, and then LA Knight comes out, puts up a good fight, and still loses off of a spear. Which is crazy. I mean, LA Knight at this point isn't a mid-card jobber.
Right.
And the crazy part, I mean, WWE has so many wrestlers, that they could substitute instead of putting LA Knight in that position. I mean, with a little bit of more storytelling, I mean, you could have thrown Shinsuke, in there. You could have thrown Damian Priest in there, but, I know it's Raw, but same goes for SmackDown. I mean, LA Knight at this point should be in the main event card. I mean, he deserves it. I mean, LA Knight has been holding down SmackDown for a long time. I mean, you have Carmelo Hayes that, not saying he belongs in main event territory, but he can move to that upper mid card now. Like, he can start, building his name with a US title reign or something. Maybe have him feud with Dominic or something if there's too much action going on SmackDown. I mean, LA Knight is feuding with people on Raw. I mean, you can have some kind of maybe cross-brand issue going on, but I'm pretty sure Sami Zayn is going to win the Royal Rumble. I mean, Randy Orton already predicted that, and then it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. Sami Zayn's winning the Royal Rumble. Unless LA Knight wins, or unless Roman wins, I don't see anyone else winning the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes is not winning the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton isn't winning the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn is going to win the Royal Rumble. Now, will LA Knight win like a elimination chamber? I would say hopefully. I mean, I think LA Knight needs to win some kind of qualifying match next year and give him the title. People are saying LA Knight is too old. He's too old. You need to push younger talent. Okay, you can push that younger talent with the mid-card belts for now because you haven't built up anybody. You haven't built up anybody. And that's the problem. Seth gets hurt. Roman and Cody's gonna go shoot this movie. You can't rely on The Rock and Travis Scott to build anything, so you're throwing Jelly Roll in there. Randy Orton's old. you don't have any younger talent that's built up. You have a boatload of younger talent. You just haven't built them up. You know, you have Trick Williams winning the TNA championship. I mean, Trick Williams had some buzz, but I mean, when you bring him to that, you know, brand of SmackDown or Raw, you're just gonna have him jobbing. Why are you? It doesn't make sense. Like, it really doesn't make sense. You know, now by the time Trick Williams, you put him on, you know, a main show, you're gonna have him 35 or something. Like, that's not gonna happen. But, you know, I feel like his buzz is gonna go down. You know, they're doing a good job with the women. You know, whatever you're doing with the women, do it with the men. You know, except take Cody and put him in some different storylines. You know, move some other people up. You know, I want LA Knight to have the title. Everyone wants LA Knight to have, you know, a WWE championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. The problem is, it's gonna be the reign. You know, can LA Knight have it for 3 months? Can he have it for 6 months? You know, LA Knight is not a part-timer. You know, this is the perfect chance to do it before LA Knight gets hurt. You know, after this John Cena heel turn is over with, you know, let it, instead of Seth versus CM Punk for the millionth time, why not LA Knight versus Seth? You know, they have some issues, but you brought Roman back. Now you're gonna have Roman versus Jey Uso to beat, you know, the Bronson Reeds and Braun Breaker. It's like, it's cool Roman's back, but Roman isn't saving wrestling. He's not saving the WWE with that storyline. And it's not even super flushed out. And we can bet that there won't be any build up except for sneak attacks. You know, Jey Uso isn't good on the mic. Roman Reigns is good on the mic, but he can't be good on the mic when there's no story. You know, Roman is only good on the mic when, you know, he can go off of some background stuff. I mean, what is Roman gonna do? Go on the mic and talk about CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Seth when he's feuding with the Bronze? You know, it's really stupid. And where does LA Knight fit into this? He just lost the gauntlet match. You know, what is there? Is he gonna throw himself into the issue with R-Truth? Nope, you can't do that. Can't get at the US title. You don't need that again. You know, it's just stupid. It's really stupid. You know, I don't even know what I would do with LA Knight at this point, because the booking is so horrible. He doesn't need to get into the tag team scene at all. You know, what to do with LA Knight. You know, have some tournament or something and let LA Knight win it. Let him get his shot in Paris or something. I don't know. Whoever wins the SummerSlam match, whether it's Cody, whether it's Cena, because Cena is leaving in December, but that doesn't mean he's going to hold on to that belt till December. So, if you have to do a Cody versus LA Knight, you can do it, but We all know whoever gets that WWE Universal Championship, you know, they usually hold on to that belt for like a whole year. So there's no telling what's going to happen with LA Knight. But, you know, depending on how LA Knight feels, I mean, if he don't get the title in 2026 and he feels like WWE isn't doing anything with his character, you know, I would either ask for my release or something, because I wouldn't just want to be a jobber and just never get that title. I mean, they gave the title to, you know, worse. You know, LA Knight deserves that title. So we're going to figure out what they're going to do with LA Knight in 2026. You know, put down in the comment section, you know, what do you think LA Knight has in store for 2026? What will WWE do with LA Knight in 2026? Peace.